speaking your truth is the most powerful tool we all have. And I'm especially proud and inspired by all the women who have felt strong enough and empowered enough to speak up and share their personal stories.
And welcome to Counsel Today with Shanrae. I am Shanrae, and good evening. All right, so we are on week 3, part 2 of Speaking Your Truth. This week's topic is Speaking Your Truth isn't always the truth. All right, so give me 1 minute. I'm gonna go on. Let me add this in very quickly. Let me add this in. All right. And again, welcome. So glad to have you all on tonight. I am a degree counselor and I did acquire, I'm a Christian counselor. And so I want to pause and say, as you come in, good evening. As you come in, please like and share. All right. So I am, give me 1 minute because I am utilizing multiple platforms this evening. So, let me share this with my group. Give me 1 moment, please. But it's so good to see you. Good evening, CJ. How are you? Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure seeing you. All right, I'm gonna move this along because our time is gonna go by so quickly, and I'm trying to place this on all of my platforms at one time. Excuse me. Again, this is an open forum. And so if you have any questions, concerns, or even life experiences, I will pause and I will highlight your questions, whatever it is, and then I will try to answer any questions to the best of my knowledge. If I don't have the answer, I will give the answer to you. Okay, give me 1 moment because I'm trying to finish up here with posting on my different platforms. But again, we are on week through 3, part 2, and this time has moved so quickly. So quickly. Again, the topic for this month has been speaking your truth. The subtopic this week is speaking your truth isn't always the truth. It isn't always the truth. And so I've been going on a newer website after this, and I started this month called Fanbase, and it's not visual. It's not a visual platform, but you can just speak like Clubhouse. It's like Clubhouse, and people have been coming on and have really been opening up about this topic. And so if you want to jump on Fanbase after this tonight and continue the topic on speaking your truth, then you're more than welcome to jump in on Fanbase. All right, so let me share this once again, and we're going to get started. I'm going to open this up. I am a Christian counselor, and let me read my bio very quickly. Um, I'm a I'm a degree counselor who've acquired a dual BS degree in psychology. I don't like to say BS, Bachelor of Science degree in psychology and in organizational management from Ashford University. And my great passion is bringing healing to people who have been through traumatic and stressful experiences. And we all have. I don't believe that anyone has not been touched by trauma or stress. And so when human beings they experience trauma or severe life stresses, it's not uncommon for people's lives to feel like it's unraveling. And I help, my desire and my passion is to help people, including children, adults, and families, to find healthier perceptions of themselves and to strengthen their relationships with people so that they can know themselves as peaceful, complete, and as whole. Please announce yourself as you come in so I can I can greet you. Oh, hey Jamal, how you doing? Okay, and he said I'm great, Miss. Okay, thank you, CJ. All right, so let me move this along. This was my bio. Let's get to the website disclaimer really quickly. I'm going to magnify this. Please be aware that due to the nature of technology I'm using, there can be no assurance of confidentiality when using this online service. It should also be noted that due to changes in policies, that all replies will be used as advisory and informational only and will not constitute an official determination. Information provided by myself or other counselors or counseling services are subject to the limitations of current available material, but the final responsibility for successfully achieving a goal rests with you, the individual. Information online is designed to be helpful. However, this information does change frequently, and it is recommended that clients or individuals consult with another physician, specialist, or religious leader to aid you in your overall behavioral wellness. Let me move to keep this moving. I'm a Christian counselor, so the scripture that I chose for this month comes from John chapter 8, verses 32, the Eastern Standard Version, and it says, "And you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free or make you free." Again, this week's topic has been speaking your truth is not always the truth, as you can see. And then the definitions that I chose, as y'all can see, truth is, we're going to go over that. And okay, that which is true or in accordance with fact or reality is truth. Perspective is a view or a prospect, and the lie. The definition of lie is to make an untrue statement with intent to deceive or to create a false impression. All right, so these are our key points tonight. We're going to do an overview of what we went over on Tuesday, which we talked about pathological and compulsive liars and the difference between the two, and the treatments for them. Also, what does Sigmund Freud say about lying? What is the psychological theory of the lying person? And we're going to give 12 tips to breaking the lying habit. And of course, we're going to leave you with my final thought. All right, so let me blow this up. So I want y'all to be able to see me. All right. Actually, no, y'all need to see this. Definition again of a pathological liar or a myomania, pseudologia fantastica or fantasia is a mental disorder in which the person habitually or compulsively lies. And the reason for such lies often serve no obvious purpose other than to paint oneself as a hero or a victim, depending on whatever circumstance that they're in at the time. And we did talk on Tuesday. We spoke about people who are they really were asking a lot of questions about people who lie, they just compulsively or pathologically lie. I like what we had someone on named Cole on Tuesday night, and Cole spoke about a personal scenario with a former roommate. And although he said he didn't care either way why the person lied, but when you have a relationship with somebody, it's going to always affect you when you find out that they have not been as truthful or as forthright with you as you maybe thought that they was, because I don't know too many people that goes into any relationship automatically assuming that whoever they're in a relationship with is a compulsive or a pathological liar. Okay, so let's break this down. It says, what does Sigmund Freud, what does he say about lying? And I've been talking this whole month about it's called the two lies or the two truths told by children. So Sigmund Freud, he emphasized that lies between parents and children are natural. It's a natural thing. Good evening, Janet. How are you? And then on the origin of the influencing machine in schizophrenia. And this is a theory and a teaching. Victor Tausk wrote that children learn to lie from their parents and upbringers, who by misrepresentations and upkept promises made to children. So children automatically learn how to lie from the parents or from the caregivers that they grew up around. Now, the two-part lie, the two-part truth is that children also, what Sigmund Freud he brought out was that children also, when you see a child that tells the truth and they have great character, well, again, they learned that from whoever is raising them, whatever home that they're being raised in, or the parents. And so that's why it's called the two-part lies or the two-part truth. All right. So let's move this along. And again, this is an open forum. Y'all can give scenarios, ask questions if you want. And I'm going to magnify this just a little bit so you can see what this says. It says, what is the psychological theory of a lying person? And so I found that one of the findings I found is that it can be explained by different psychological principles of psychodynamic theory. Okay, humanistic theory, behavior theory. Lying arises from hedonistic nature of humans that to avoid pain and to also increase pleasure. So it can be also seen that people lie not only for personal gain but also for others to gain too. Okay, now how many of y'all, and we're going to break this down about the little white lie. Like, for instance, whenever you hear a man who's in a relationship with whoever they're in a relationship with, and they may be telling their friends or their buddies, you know, I lied to my wife today. I lied. She asked me, how did I look in the pants or what she had on today? And I told her she looked wonderful when actually she looked like a bag of laundry. Okay, so, and I'm just being, I'm just doing a little funny, but some people, again, where it just said, people will lie also for others to gain too. You don't want your wife or whoever to feel so bad about something. Entertainers, when they get up and they perform and they may not do their best job. And then whoever is there to support them when they get off that stage may sit there and say, oh, you did a wonderful job, even though the entertainer knew they did not. That's a lie. But again, it goes for gain, for other people's gain. All right, so let's move this along. And again, this is an open forum. You are please come on in and give some scenarios. Let's talk about 12 tips for breaking the lying habit. All right, we talked about pathological liars and compulsive liars on Tuesday. And let me open this up just a little bit. Just to recap on what we talked about on Tuesday evening. A pathological liar is the type of person that will look you dead in your eye and lie to you. That they lie so well so they believe their own lies. I mean, they did. First of all, both of them come from a childhood structure, where they either were forced to lie, they were placed in a position where they learned how to lie, or out of abuse or whatever like that. But then a pathological liar takes it further. They do, a lot of times they do it in with intention. They do it because they feel like that they're smarter than the next person and they can get away with it. A compulsive liar, on the other hand, does it out of habit, but they're not as intentional. They just do it spontaneously. And when they're doing it, a lot of times, they're not looking you in your eye. They're looking away. Their story isn't making any sense. It's not adding up, and they get caught in their lie. And then they will readily admit, they will wind up admitting at some point, yeah, I did lie. Whereas a pathological liar will never own up to them lying. And the jail cells are full of pathological liars. So I just wanted to give you a brief catch up with that. Let's move on to the 12 tips of breaking a lying habit. And it says most people have, and let me open this up again, guys. I'm going to be going back and forth. But most people have told a lie or two in their lifetime. Maybe they twist the truth to keep someone from getting hurt, like we was talking about. Or maybe they just mislead someone in order to achieve an end goal. Others might lie to themselves about their true feelings. But the stories that we tell sometimes get away from us, and lies can have serious consequences, which we know they do. If lying has become more of a regular habit in your life, try not to be so hard on yourself. After all, most people do lie, even if they don't admit to it. Instead, ask yourself, how can you break this pattern and be more truthful going forward? And then we have some questions that you can ask yourself if you find yourself lying. And these are some little tips, these 12 strategies. Now, I left y'all on Tuesday night with a strategy that I use, and I'll give it to y'all freely. If you find yourself lying when you're telling a story or something like that, give yourself permission to say, you know what, I'm lying. Let me go back and let me tell you what the situation, how it actually happened. So always correct yourself by saying, you know what, I'm lying. Let me start all over again. That's not exactly how whatever situation happened. Okay, it's okay to correct yourself when you find yourself going off course. If you find yourself lying. All right, so let me open this really quick, and then I'm going to close it down a little bit. Down, I have 3 different habit strategies that you can use. Number 1, examine your triggers. Number 2, think about the kind of lies that you're telling. And number 3, practice setting and sticking to your boundaries. All right, so let me open this back up. Number 1, examine your triggers. Examine your triggers. The next time you find yourself in a lie, stop and pay attention to what's going on the inside of you. Ask yourself, where are you? Who are you with? How do you feel? Are you lying to make yourself feel better or avoid making someone feeling bad? So these are the things you should think about. Answering these questions can help you pinpoint which scenario, emotion, or other factors that may trigger you to lie. And once you've identified some of these triggers, take a mindful look at them and then think about some new ways to respond to them. All right, I'm looking back and forth to see if anyone is making a comment. All right. So for example, if you tend to lie when you're put on a spot, try planning out possible responses before going into a situation. Like role play. It's okay to do a role play when you're by yourself. Okay, where you might be in the hot seat or under a lot of stress. Okay, because people will lie in a minute when you're up under stress. Number 2 says, think about the kind of lies that you're telling. So lies can take different forms, and I'm going to open this up so you can see the different forms. Aaron Bryant is the author of a small 2008 study looking at how college students have separated white lies from other types of dishonesty, suggesting that lies can be divided into several categories. And so let me open this up so you can see what I'm saying. All right. So number 1, the type of lies is white lies. It's something that I mentioned earlier. Number 2 is lies by omission, where you're leaving something out of the story. Exaggerations. Most people that are social butterflies, they tend to exaggerate. They tend to, because they're more animated. Gray or subtle lies. Okay, that where it's like you got to find the lies in between the sentences. Okay, and then complete lies or complete untruths. All right, so these are the different categories that was broken down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 5 different categories that these lies were broken down into: white lies, lies by omission, exaggerations, gray or subtle lies, and complete lies or complete untruths. Let me open this up. Close this back. All right, so it's narrowing down the type of lying tends to engage in and how you help yourself a little bit better, understanding the reasons behind your lying. And let me see. Okay, Charlotte. Hey, Charlotte. But maybe people exaggerate their achievements. Most people exaggerate their achievements now at work because maybe they believe that people are less successful than them or their friends, or maybe people don't tell their partners about their lunch with an ex, because even though they have no intentions of cheating, they don't want to worry. They don't want their partner to worry about, or they don't want to get themselves in a situation where they have to answer. So they don't know, why would you do that? All right. So number 3, it says, the strategy number 3 says to practice setting and sticking to your boundaries. Okay. So this sounds, hanging out sounds great. This is an example. I'd love to have you over for a few days. No, I'm not too busy. I can definitely help with that project. Okay. Do any of these phrases sound familiar? And this is the example that's being given. Have you said them without an ounce of sincerity, or maybe they're half truths? Okay, you like to hang out, but you aren't feeling it at this moment. All right, so you might feel more motivated to lie if you have a hard time creating boundaries. So in your personal and professional life, these lies. Let me see. Hey, good evening, Judith. Hello. In your personal life, where am I at? Okay. Okay, so they may not see, these lies might not seem like a big deal, but they can take a toll on you when you're not setting boundaries. So it's not always easy to say no, especially if you don't want to hurt a friend's feelings or face possible consequences at work or something. But being more assertive about your needs and your boundaries can help you speak up about what's best for you rather than lying. Okay, so start by giving complete answers, not ones that you think the other person wants to hear. For example, I can't take on more work this week because I need to focus on the task I already have, but I can help out maybe next week. And that's just an example. Another example is tonight doesn't work for me, but I like to hang out. So could we try for later on this week or a later time? You know, using whole sentences does help, and it helps you to be more truthful. Also, while you're showing boundaries. Okay, number 4, and let me move this on. I'm going to magnify this a little bit and then go on and decrease it again. Uh-oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back. I don't know how I skipped over that. Okay. Um, so it says number 5 says you're going to take it one day at a time. And let me close this back up. Number 5 says take it one day at a time. All right. If you're trying to be more honest, don't attempt to flip a switch and stop lying entirely from that point forward. Because it might sound like a good plan, but it's not a realistic plan. Instead, just commit to being more truthful each day. Commit to exerting more boundaries. Okay. If you slip up or find yourself back in a lie, don't get discouraged. Just make a different choice. And like I said, I'm going to keep saying, give yourself permission to correct yourself. It's okay to correct yourself and say, you know what? Let me go back. I'm lying. Let me go back. This is what I'm feeling. Let me tell you why this is not a good time for me. And just use whole sentences when it comes to correcting yourself from lying. And again, everybody lies. Everybody lies, but everyone is not a compulsive liar and everyone is not a pathological liar. Okay. Number 7 says, consider the goal of the lie. All right. So dishonesty might help you stall when you need to make a decision, but it generally doesn't solve any problems. Say what you want to break up with a casual partner, but you're finding it hard to start the conversation. Instead, offer excuses like I'm really busy with work this week, or I'm not feeling well. Whether they try to make a date with you or something. But from your perspective, this is a kind of way of saying that you don't want to see them. In reality, you're just prolonging the breakup process. So they might fail to pick up on your hints or remain interested or have a harder time when you actually do reach that point of a breakup. All right. So, and this is just an example that I gave. Again, it's okay to give your point of view. It's okay to save yourself from whatever. If they gave the example about a breakup. It's okay if you don't want to be bothered. Listen, this is not gonna work. I mean, you're a great person. We've seen it over and over again on movies. It's not you, it's me. And then it may be, but don't say that because that's still a lie. Listen, we're just not compatible. That's the best thing to say. We're just not compatible. I mean, I'm not interested. And so I'm just going to stop everything right here. Okay. All right. Number 8 says practice acceptance. Everyone lies for unique reasons, says Kim Eagle. She adds that some people might find the truth more distressing than the consequences of lying. In other words, we lie when telling the truth surpasses our comfort zone. Miller's Law. Remember, I talked about Miller's Law? Miller's Law. Okay, that's a part of that. Discomfort with the truth can lead to lies that attempt to control or change people's situations. But if you feel unhappy or distressed by something, but believe you can't change it, you might attempt to deceive yourself and other people instead of accepting how you truly feel. So getting more comfortable with the truth often involves accepting a challenging or painful reality. Most people are going to run from pain. That's the norm. Most people are going to run from pain, but pain is a part of life. It's a part of growth. Unfortunately, it's a part of growth. Most people, you can't get better until you experience some discomfort or pain. Okay, so that's a part of life. So perhaps even admitting that you made a mistake, but learning to accept the truth can be an ongoing process, which it is. But it often results in some valuable lessons. And it does. It really does. We learn, we grow, and we learn through uncomfortable or discomfort. We learn and we grow. Number 9 says avoid trying to justify or validate dishonesty. Okay, we lie because that's what we're taught to do, Eagle says. There's a good chance when you were a kid that one of your parents said something like this. Even if you don't like your birthday present from grandma, tell her it's just what you wanted so you don't hurt her feelings. How many of us have done that? Oh, it's nice. That's so nice, grandma. And we know we don't like it, but so Bryant's 2008 study suggests that most people generally accept white lies as harmless. And remember, I just broke down them lies category. So in some cases, white lies might even be encouraged as a common part of social interaction. So Eagle believes that there's always a way to express truth in a classy, well-intentioned, and respectable way. Eagle goes on to explain that while lying can damage your relationship with others, it can also damage the relationship you have with yourself. For instance, I grew up with a saying, I have to live with myself and the things that I've done. And I don't want to come to the setting sun and hate myself for the things that I've done. And then my grandfather would tell the church to say, my grandfather is a bishop, rest his soul. And he used to say at the end of that, but as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And I taught my children, now they're grown, that you have to live with yourself and the things that you've done. And it's really not easy to live with yourself if you know that you lied about something. You lied and just to get your way, or it's something that you've done that was not so morale or something so moral. So again, a way to achieve the same goal, by telling the truth. All right, so we've got to learn to find a way to present our boundaries to people, no matter what situation it may be. Just if we can learn to practice to tell the truth. I'm trying to say something. All right, number 10 says, ask yourself if a lie is really necessary. And we can talk ourselves into anything. We can talk ourselves out of anything too. But ask yourself if a lie is really necessary. Sometimes situations come up and there really isn't a linear and straightforward way to handle them, Eagle says. She suggests using skills like intuition and timing, or even tracking how conversations pan out before deciding what you'll say and how you'll navigate that path. Again, like I said, do like a modeling thing when you're at home to yourself. Model a situation and model how you're gonna. Now, of course, it's never as it's never as authentic as being in the situation, but you can start modeling and practicing your responses when you're by yourself. All right. Number 11 says, do a gut check. Do a gut check. The decision to be truthful is one that you have to make yourself. So before you make a choice to lie or not, consider what your actions. Number one, show respect for yourself and others. Number two, support everyone's best interest, not just your own. And number three, you might have future consequences. Now, I want to add to this. I don't know too many people that want to be known as a liar. So again, protect your best interest. You don't want people to mention your name and say, oh, that lying so and so, or she's a liar. You can't trust nothing that they say. So, practicing the truth and being more forthright and more honest, it actually protects your name and your reputation. All right. Number 12 says, check if your lying feels compulsive. Now we're going right on back to Tuesday. We talked about pathological lying and we talk about compulsive lying. Again, pathological is done with intent, and the person will almost never admit that they've lied. Whereas a compulsive liar, and they would look you in your face and lie. Where a compulsive liar is going to look away. They're going to look everywhere else. Their story ain't going to make a lot of sense. They're going to get caught. And when they get caught, 9 times out of 10, they're going to admit. They're going to own up to it. Yeah, I did lie. I did. It was, or whatever. And half the time don't even know why they lied. Okay. All right. So check if your lying feels compulsive. That's number 12. And this is where I'm talking about talking to a professional. Talking to a professional. I explained on Tuesday the difference between maybe a degreed counselor and a licensed counselor. A licensed counselor, everything is tracked through the states, through the national database, or anything. Degreed counselors, they will give, it's more privacy. Now, of course, everything is done the same way outside of it being tracked through a database right away. Now, if you have to take your therapy further, then everything that counselor has recorded or have on you will be transferred over to then a psychologist or into a licensed therapist where whatever treatments you need, it will go from there. All right, so talk to a professional. Even if your lying doesn't feel compulsive, working with the therapist can be a big help if you're trying to overcome a habit of lying or any other negative trait. This is especially true if you find that lying is having a negative impact on your day-to-day life. Ego encourages taking action to seek support sooner rather than later. Like anything in life, ego says the sooner a problem is acknowledged and worked on, the less damage is done. So this can be particularly true with lies, which often build on each other and become increasingly complex and hard to keep track of. So if you have been telling lies for a long time, you might not know how to begin untangling them and then worry that everyone will be angry once they hear the truth. Again, it goes back to what I was saying. You don't want to scar and damage your name and your reputation for being known as a liar. Okay, so no matter what, that's a part of your personal boundaries. Tell the truth. It's okay to tell the truth. All right, so a therapist can offer compassion and support as you begin the process. And in therapy, you can also talk about your goals around honesty and get guidance if you continue to struggle with this honesty. All right. And then on here, let me magnify this. There's a link if you're interested, and I don't even know if you can see that, but you can go back and check this out. There is a link on here where you can go and seek out affordable therapy, or if you want to contact me via my inbox, we can go from there. It's so good to talk things through and to get strategies to help you become a better person or overcome any type of thing that you may feel like you're experiencing. Let's go to our takeaway, and then that's it, because what time is it? Woo, our time is really blown up. Let me open this. So our takeaway for tonight, it says lying is a complex behavior that can serve a lot of functions. And at the end of the day, it usually does not do anyone any favors. All right. again. So if you find it hard to be honest, honest either to your others or to yourself, consider reaching out to a mental health professional to get to the root of the issue. Okay, and on here is it should be a link that you can see, or you'll be able to see it later, where you can find, if you don't want to, if you don't want to contact me, you can contact another degree or licensed counselor. All right, so this has been Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. I want to thank you all. Let me magnify this. Thank you all for participating in Counsel of the Day with Shanrae this evening with me. Next week is our last and final week, and I will see y'all week 4 of Speaking Your Truth, Tuesday and Thursday evening, 9 p.m. to 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. All right, let me move this along. That's the website references for the my fellow counselors or psychologists. All right, and if there's a past Counsel of the Day that you have missed, series that you've missed, or you just want to rewatch anyone, feel free to go to my YouTube channel at Shanrae Price, and please subscribe, select any past sessions, and then watch it. Remember to like and share. No, I need more. Oh, he's so sweet. I love CJ. He's so sweet. I am a professional one-on-one counselor, and I offer professional one-on-one counseling services. So if you're interested in professional one-on-one counseling services, feel free to contact me via Facebook Messenger at Shanrae Cherie Price, or via my email at shanraecherieprice@gmail.com. I'm a lifestyle strategist, and my aim is to aid you in your life's goals and your life's dreams. All right. Well, I will see y'all next week. I'm getting ready to jump on Fanbase, Fanbase. Fanbase is like a clubhouse, but I'm getting ready to jump on there for about the next 30 minutes and continue this topic on tonight. I've had some very interesting people who have gone on and shared some of their life experiences, and it's a more of an open forum there. So if you want to jump on Fanbase and meet me on my in my chat room there, I'll see y'all over there. But I want y'all to have a wonderful good night, Aunt Judy. Good night, Jamal. Thank you all for being a part of Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. I'll see y'all next week, our last week of Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. Y'all know this is quarterly. So the next time I come back will be May 2022, for the month of May, the whole month of May, every Tuesday and Thursday evening from 9 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And we will be visiting another topic then. But next week is it, Tuesday and Thursday, and I'll see y'all in May. Have a good night, everybody. See y'all next Tuesday. Bye.